What we do here is go back.
What's up? What's going on? Jace Jacobs here. Let's do a little part 3 of this level 49 celebration. Yeah, I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna do a little lovey-dovey rhyme because you know I love the lovey-dovey stuff. And then I'll answer a few more questions. Maybe I'll do the questions a little faster because I got a little carried chit-chatting and telling stories in the first couple ones. But so let's jump into this. What kind of lovey-dovey one should I do? Got a lot of fun lovey-dovey poems. Let me know in the comments if you like my lovey-dovey stuff. So, which ones? Now I'm getting a little nervous. I wasn't prepared. Which one should I do here? I'm gonna take a sip of water and I'm gonna roll with something. All right, let's just do one. I remember way back when I looked up to see the most beautiful eyes staring back at me. It caught me off guard. I didn't even ask your name. I was nervous and unprepared for a crush that still remains. Well, part of me died way back when. I made a few choices and I lost you then. Sometimes I write you a note just to spell out your name. I wonder if you think of me, and I hope you feel the same. Oh yeah, a little lovey-dovey. Oh, good times. I love me the lovey-dovey. So yeah, let me jump in and do some of these questions here. I'm gonna quit trying to figure out which ones do. I'm just gonna keep plowing through. Okay. Are you named after anybody? Yeah, I don't think I am. Back in the day, probably not Jace, but probably when my middle name was William, I was probably named after somebody. And then I asked my parents about Jason. Why did they even think about naming me Jason? And neither one of them had a good answer, but I'm sure it was Jason and the Argonauts, that little mythical, dude that did cool stuff. I don't completely know the full story, but some of you do, and you're probably laughing at me. When was the last time you cried? You know what? I like to roll my emotions, so the last time I deeply cried, I'm not sure when that was, but I happy cry a lot. Like when something just gets me, when was the last time? I'm stumbling on this one. I just can't remember, but I know I shed some tears often, but it's usually happy tears. Like if I feel really happy for somebody, or if I'm thinking about like something that I'm really proud of or something. I'm not answering this very well, am I? but full on cried, I can't remember that. Maybe that's probably when my parents passed away, maybe something like that. But I was actually kind of happy for them too when they passed away, in a weird sort of way. I wasn't trying to. Anyway, I'll talk about that another time. We'll move on to something more high vibe here. If you were another person, would you be a friend to yourself? I would say, hell yeah. I'm not a narcissist, but I have a really easy to get along with personality. Like I'm high vibe, I smile, right? I'm into conversation. We can talk about anything, whatever you want. It doesn't have to be just me talking. I could totally be interested in whatever you have to say. I just like to smile and have good vibes and roll with it. So I would think that I would like myself if I was another person. But I guess that all depends on if I had self-love and self-esteem. Because I can see how if you had low self-esteem or low self-love, you might find a high energy, high vibe person like me. You might think that I'm a narcissist or some weird shit like that. You may be a little slightly intimidated because I can hang. I can hang in a conversation with people. I can hang. and you can see the confidence. So I'm gonna look you in the eyeballs. What do you want to talk about? Let's go. Let's do it. So I think that sometimes that could rub someone the wrong way if they don't have that self-love or self-esteem or self-confidence. Because anyway, that's kind of how I understand it. Let's see what else we got here. Do you use sarcasm a lot? I think I did when I was younger, and then I realized that it was starting to kind of hurt people's feelings a little bit. So I said, I don't want to use that anymore. So now I may drop it if it's in a funny situation, but maybe less than 5% now, whereas I used to use it a lot. I used to use it a whole lot. But like I said before, man, I'm going for high vibes. So if it's low vibe now, I'm just not into it anymore. What is your eye color? It's brown eyes, but I've had several, how should I say this? From being a little kid on up into my teenage years, in my 20s, I kept hearing from women who were older than me that I had bedroom eyes. And so, you know, I dig that now, but as a little kid, you know, when an older woman says that to you, you just don't quite know how to handle it. But looking back on it now, I'm like, that was awesome. I'd love to high five those older women now. Yeah, go ahead and call me bedroom eyes. That'd be sweet. Let's see what else we got on this list here. Scary movies or happy endings? I'll go happy endings. I can appreciate the artwork around scary movies, but now that I'm more high vibe, I'm just not into anything low vibe like that. I don't feel the need to get scared. I'd rather see like a romance comedy, you know, that action funny comedy type thing, rom-com, whatever. That would be more fun because it feels better, except for the one little part where they always make the dude mess up and piss off the girl. That part, I'm like, whatever, I can see it coming from a mile away, but I know they do it in every movie, and then it all works out in the end. I'd rather skip over that little rough part there. But I want to have fun. I want to feel good. So I don't feel good when I'm being scared or when it's super negative. So I'll go with happy endings. And happy endings just sound better to me. What else we got here? Do you have any pets? Yeah, right now, most of you know I got Dilly, named after Dilly, Texas. That's my little dog. He's a Yorkie mix, a rescue. I got him during COVID. My previous dog was Kona, who was a cool Weimaraner, and I had Kona for 10 years, but you know, he had some cancer, and so yeah, that was a tough one. And I waited 4 years because I was so close to Kona. And the idea was that I'll wait long enough because I know that through my spiritual work that, you know, animals on their journey, they can they tend to, their spirit, their soul tends to stay in the same family. So I like to think that I waited long enough that Kona was going to be presented to me. And so when I was looking for a rescue, and it was really competitive for rescues during COVID, early part of COVID. And so I kept getting turned down left and right. And then when I saw Dilly has the same eyes as Kona. And I put in an application right away without even telling my wife. I just went for it. And then I told her later, and of course she wanted him as well. But I just felt like it was a sign. I saw his eyes, and something about being in that drawing, because I was in a drawing with like I think 35 other people, and that's after one day that he was posted online for adoption. And I just knew because of his eyes, I was like, there's no way I'm not winning this drawing. And sure enough, I won the drawing. So it was just meant to be. So yeah, that's my doggo is Dilly. I love dogs. I like cats. I just don't want to own a cat. I'm done with the whole litter box thing and cat hair everywhere. I grew up through my childhood with that, but kittens are so fun to play with, how they play and stuff. And then, you know, some cats are cool as they get older, but just not a fan of the litter box anymore. So just not. But side note, have you ever seen those videos where someone puts they put a cucumber on the ground up behind a cat, and the cat turns around and jumps up in the air. These are crazy funny videos. That sucks. Hopefully no cats are hurt in those cucumber videos. What else we got here? Do you have siblings? Yeah, I got siblings. I got lots of siblings. I got a ton of siblings. I met new siblings this year or last year that I didn't know. Well, I guess I did know that I had, but I didn't know them. So siblings that I do know, my mom had 3 kids with a particular dad, and then she split with that dude, and then she eventually met my dad and had 3 more kids. So that's 6 kids right there. What I didn't know growing up is that my dad, before he met my mom, he had a child, and I found out I probably found out in the late 90s that my dad had 3 kids before my mom. And I was too chicken to ask my dad about it, but I had a plan that I was eventually going to ask him. But if nothing else, I was getting my dad to do DNA testing, and the hope was that other family would find me. And so, long story short, I did find the other family, or they did find me. Super cool. After my dad passed away, and it turns out my dad didn't have 3 kids. He only had 1 kid, but he wanted to adopt the other 2 kids. So he didn't ditch another family. It was actually his wife's idea to split up because my dad was in the Navy. And this is worthy of telling the longer story, so I'll have to tell this another time. But I met them. They're all super cool. I call her Mama June, and my brother he has the same name as my dad, so it's kind of cool seeing that. And so my new brother. So yeah, I have a new brother, and then his brother, I actually told him he's got a different dad, but I said, hey, how about you be my brother? So I got 2 new brothers. So I got Jake, and he also goes by Joe, and then I got Johnny. So those are 2 additional brothers to go with my other brothers I have another brother named Jake and Wade, and then I have Lynn, Kate, and Beth. And I think I named them all, unless I missed any. And I was actually a twin. My twin was stillborn, so there's that. I like to think his name would have been Adam, but I'm not sure. So anyway, I've went over time again. Maybe I'll do another. Who knows if I'll do a part 4 or not, because it's kind of fun going through some of these questions. But for right now, I'm going to jump off this one. Level 49. I really appreciate you. I'm Jace Jacobs. Appreciate everything. Love fully. Need nothing. Namaste, my friend. High five, knuckles. Later.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.